after all this time.
I could just listen to that. Welcome back to Good Day Atlanta. Country Music Hall of Famer Bill Anderson is one of the most successful songwriters in country music history, from classic hits like Still, Mama Sang a Song, and I May Never Get to Heaven. His more recent collaborations include artists Brad Paisley, George Strait, and Kenny Chesney. Whispered Bill is here to talk about his legendary career, his 72nd album, yes, 72nd, and what he was doing this week at Commerce High School. Bill, it's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
Welcome. Welcome to Good Day. Okay, so there's so much for us to get to today. I hope we have time for everything, but have to mention the fact you grew up around Atlanta, right? Where'd you grow up?
Out in Decatur. I went to Avondale High School.
Oh, okay.
Which doesn't exist anymore.
It's not there. It is not there, but cool that you grew up in that area. You graduated from UGA. This is interesting, with a degree in journalism.
I wanted to be the world's greatest sports writer.
Is that right?
You remember a man that wrote sports in Atlanta for years named Furman Bisher. Furman Bisher was my hero, and I wanted to be him when I grew up.
Wow.
But a funny thing happened on my way to the World Series.
Oh goodness! Oh goodness! So didn't end up doing that. But I think it's neat. While you were doing that, you were a DJ here in Atlanta, right?
Well, not in Atlanta. I started in Athens,
okay.
And they wouldn't let me play enough country music on the radio in Athens, so I went to a little town called Commerce, which has kind of become, as I call it, my adopted hometown. The people there treated me great, and got to go back yesterday and visit with them again, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for a very important reason. You've endowed a scholarship there, so you were able to present scholarship money, right?
Well, the people in Commerce just took me in when I was 19 years old, and I thought, golly, what can I do to kind of give back to the community, you know, and show them how much I appreciate all that they did for me over the years. And what better way, really, than to support young people and endow these scholarships. So we've been doing it since 2012, but yesterday was the first day I got to go up there. You can see the two winners. They're going on to, each one of them is going on to study music or performing arts or something. So it all kind of ties in together. And
yeah, it does. And it's worth noting, too, they've named the theater there at the high school after you, which is pretty cool.
That was pretty cool, to ride down Bill Anderson Boulevard to the Bill Anderson Performing Arts Center and present the Bill Anderson Scholarship. That was pretty special.
Your adopted hometown, I guess you could say.
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell they've embraced you there. So got to mention this, too. I mean, you have literally done everything. We talked about you being a DJ, about what you used to want to do. You've been a game show host, the soap opera star part of this. You've done it all.
Well, I've had a very blessed life. I really have. My whole life has been a soap opera.
Yeah. I told you it's worked out for you, though, right?
Well, I wouldn't trade places with anybody. I've been very blessed.
Yeah, I think this is neat, too, that you've had a chance to collaborate with so many of the popular artists that we know of now. One of my favorite songs is Whiskey Lullaby with Brad Paisley and Alison Krauss, and you wrote that song.
Well, I co-wrote it with a guy named John Randall. I wrote the lyric part, la 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 la.
Yeah, was that right? Job well done on that. But really, though, I mean, if you look at the list of songs that you have played a role in helping to create and helping to write, I mean, that is something to be proud of, wouldn't you say?
You know what one of my new songs is?
What?
Perfect for your show. It's called It's a Good Day to Have a Good Day.
Is that right? Oh, okay. Now, is that something that's on your new album?
Well, no, it's not on the new album. Maybe if I get to make number 73, it'll be on the next one.
How do you get to the point where you've done 72 albums? I mean, it's hard to believe that's even possible, Bill.
You start when you're 2 years old.
Is that what you do? I mean, but really, you probably did have to just start pumping these out. I mean, that's 72 albums. That's amazing.
Well, like I say, I've been very, very blessed and able to do something that I would do for nothing if I could afford to. Yeah, I love it that much. You do too. You love what you do.
Sure.
And those of us who love what we do, and I tell young kids this a lot, you know, find something that you like doing so much you do it for nothing, and then learn to get paid for it, and you got it made.
Hey, that's good advice. That is very good advice. Would you say that's been the secret to your success, is just loving what you've been able to do?
Probably, but because I don't ever get up in the morning and think I'm going to work. I'm just going to get up and have a good time and see what happens today. And the strange thing about it is, and I wrote this in a book one time, I said that, you know, you're kind of like, and I use the sports analogy, you go to bed at night, you're batting zero, and you wake up tomorrow and hit a couple of home runs. You know, and that's what happens in this crazy business.
Just have to stay with it, right? Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
You're a testament to that. And don't think he's anywhere near retiring. In fact, I got to mention this, Bill will be on tour in Toccoa on June 28th at historic Ritz Theater, June 29th at the Elbert Theater in Elberton, and at the Social Circle Theater on June 30th. Bill Anderson hanging out with us today. Bill, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Liz. Nice to meet you.
Very good to meet you.